how much Surkat can get active in the early, and because of that, it's just going to get the beads, meaning it doesn't seem like Big Man Tings and Captain Twig want to fight early. That 2v2 definitely goes the way of Benny Q and Oath as long as Oath is on point, making sure to land that CC. But that's usually how the Surkat is played, so probably smart that Captain Twig is just forfeiting a bit of that pressure and possibly using the level 5. That's probably when the Ratatoskr is going to come online and start looking towards solo and that sort of thing. But, the duo lane doesn't seem like there's too much kill potential for either one of these teams. I do like the Nox level 2. It's got opportunities to find some beads early on. Genetics has Sunder, but Captain Twig doesn't have Blink and gets aggressive anyways.
And at 100 HP, he dashes in, stuns Oath just for the flair of it, I guess. Able to walk out, even despite how low Captain Twig had gotten. Camelot Kings playing a little bit aggressive early. Ducky actually forced back to base it. Level 2, I should say, right on first main wave. Is able to buy a Chalice on his back, but will now be pushed away from another wave by Variety. He's been able to get so much farm. Ducky fighting back in, but Variety's got a pretty sizable wave for Ducky to have to deal with as well, so maybe not as much fighting as Ducky would like to have in this lane.
Yeah, I'm thinking he wants to have no fighting in this lane. Thor versus Hercules is not fun. Sunder is starting to add up there. Vaporish Coast is going to take a good bit of damage. Yarkor can't really get towards that Ceranosto in the backline, so no kill will come through just yet. But junglers, you saw, went towards the right lane for a bit, but now Oath is just sort of sitting around mid. I want to see when that blink gets used. When I see a Surkat, I imagine that's going to be used before level 5. Big Man Tings uses the portal, though. This could be what Oath is looking for.
Oath goes in, finds a taunt, gets the beads away from BMT. Deathbane right through. Benny Q chasing him down. A lot of damage from that Dark Omen pop. Benny cannot land the stun afterwards, just not fast enough, and BMT gets his portal back just in time to run back to the solo lane, but Oath is going to make sure that BMT can't go back to lane.
Yep, Oath followed him the whole way. No lazy backs coming through. Going to go all the way underneath the solo lane tower. But Oath did use the blink. That's what I was looking for. So now beats down for another 2 minutes. Means that BMT not only has to worry about this Surkat now, but when Benny Q hits level 5, could be looking for a solo kill opportunity. Good damage though. Look, both junglers are here. Variety and Ducky falling weak, but Twig is going to go on to Oath.
Oh no, Oath jumps in, gets pushed back by Variety because Captain Twig used his dash to go aggressive against Oath. Didn't have the chase after, but Variety with the fast bailout. Ducky with a wall. Captain Twig just standing there saying, sir, can you please remove this wall? I have a buff to steal. As Twig and Variety move in towards the blue buff, nothing that Ducky can do to keep that one from being stolen away.
Yep, tried to hammer. Not going to confirm anything, and Variety doesn't even pick it up. So the buff goes down, and at what cost? Benny Q knows those beads are down and is going to mark Big Man Tings, but I'm thinking for the next 90 seconds, Tings isn't going to put himself out any trouble. Whenever he doesn't know where the Morgan's at, whenever he doesn't know where Oath is, underneath tower or behind it, right? You shouldn't be getting ganked anytime soon. And you've got through space and time, so once you hear that stun, can start channeling it. I think Tings will be just fine now. He's been able to get that CC immunity, and he's just going to be able to clear the wave with that conduit gem, from a good distance. So the Janus should be just fine. It's all about the junglers now for now, because again, we already highlighted the duo lane doesn't seem too aggressive here. Genetics goes for the Sunder to serve some extra poke, and Quig has that horrific emblem, trying to pull beads whenever possible. But the junglers have only really tried to get active over on the right side of the map and mid. That duo lane has been relatively barren so far.
Nobody really wanted to fight in the left, and I'll be honest, Joey, I see a Nox or a Terra, no matter which team I'm on. I don't know if I'm probably ever going to that lane anytime soon. If I'm the Hunters, I'm even trying to say, hey, can y'all leave so we can actually maybe get something done in this lane, but...
Look at Twig's Acorn. That is not what I expected.
Is that the crit Acorn?
That is the crit dash
wow.
Acorn. I just talked to Adapting about this, and I was like, is this... crit's good in the meta. Is Bristlebush good? And he's like, it seems like it would be, but no. He's like, when you dash in, if you don't get that kill, you're probably getting turned on, which I think is a fair assessment, but Twig is arguing with this purchase... Yeah. That he is going to get that kill. He's going to dash in, get the kill, and then get out. If you don't get the kill, you've used your escape, and you are just in there. So expect to see some interesting gameplay here from Captain Twig on the crit Ratatoskr. Trying to
ready.
out-damage Oath. I mean, trying to match that presence. Let's see if he gets any lucky crits here on a Ducky.
Oh, there's one. Ducky does throw out a wall. Ducky forced to the sky. Captain Twig not going to chase. Wow, almost goes down there.
One more crit and he's gone.
Just barely. Man, if Captain Twig would have crit twice, might have been there, but it's only the one. At least that we got to see the one. Ducky will be able to teleport back. Persistent teleport now finished up.
He pulled him off the
Ducky.
full.
Ducky has not even been able to go back and finish the item, but he doesn't need to. When Variety's just going to stand by and get CC chained by Ducky and Oath.
I mean,
It's a first blood for the Hounds.
Variety took a tower shot just to pull Ducky off of the teleport. Realized, hey, this guy's got no beads. All he has is a chalice. I can poke him out. Unfortunately, what he didn't realize was that Oath was sitting right in the jungle, ready to follow up on that play. So driving strike down, that's about as easy as a gank as it comes. But, oh my goodness. The farm game of Janus. He's got 800 in hand. He's already got that Chronos pen. He's going to continue farming. This is what I love to see on a Janus, though. If you're going to continue, I mean, he's got 100 XP over Benny Q as it stands.
Wow.
You just want to be running to farm, use your threshold, more farm, and it's almost never fighting. If you see something you have to ult towards, yeah, you're going to send it. But look at him. He's on back camp respawn. He's got the double warding harpies, or wandering harpies, and he's just going to continue this farm up. I wouldn't be surprised if Tings hits level 12 before anyone else and then just starts making his presence known. Until then, might as well just keep running to every camp you can find.
Now send those snipes out, man. Just throw out this ultimate just for the sake of it. See if you tag anybody. Well, I guess Barracuda's not in the lobby, so you don't have a free target to hit with those ones.
If he's at home playing arena or something, he's going to get hit by
Yeah,
it.
Bear's going to be playing a random arena game. No Janus, and all of a sudden a random snipe just pops out of nowhere and attacks him. Poor guy. It's just a Janus ult magnet, but we'll see what BMT is able to do on this Janus up against the Eldritch Hounds. As mentioned already, pulling far ahead in the farm department as far as XP is concerned. The Camelot Kings, even going down first blood to the Eldritch Hounds, have been able to maintain an even gold state with them.
Of course.
I got a feel for Ducky, man. Like, he hasn't died yet. He's been ganked twice. He hasn't been able to finish up his Transcendence. He actually's elected to finish his starter and buy a chalice before getting his first full item.
Yeah, what can he do at that point, right? He upgraded the relic. Captain Twig, though, has the beads. I was going to say, are you going to go for the ult when your team's coming in like this? Yeah, you might as well.
Dunk back in on top of Coast. The spin is there, and the damage from Yark is enough. The Camelot Kings turn a bad situation into a good one, BMT. Portal through the wall.
He's
keep
going
him
for
just
it.
Fine. Throws out the ultimate. And now dunk back in place by Benny Q.
He either thought, A, there was no way he was going to get the kill, or B, that was a misclick. I have no way of knowing. But that was a good attempt at a kill. I mean, you knew the portal was down for a bit. Tings was marked.
I spared his life. That's what Benny would say.
Yeah, you know what?
I gave him a freebie.
I was limit testing.
Yeah.
How many kills can I get and then not go for? It was still a 50-50, but Oath blinks in, trying to go for Yarkor. Not taking too much damage. That's shield buff. Getting its money's worth. Yarkor was going to be just fine. Oath wastes the blink. And that's going to be the end of that engage.
No lucky crits there from Oath this time around to try and take down Yarkor. Does get about a third, nearly half his HP. Captain Twig. Oh, I thought Ducky was going to let that hammer double tap. That would have put Twig in a really precarious position, but maybe Ducky's sparing Captain's Twig life bar by not sticking with the double tap.
He didn't want to risk the crits.
Ah, true. The what is it, 25% that the Acorn gives just naturally? Yeah, you know what? Got to make sure to play around the crit, and Ducky's doing just that.
Yep, and that makes sense to me. You got to watch out once Captain Twig shows up to this lane, because remember, Ducky is he's full damage, right? He's an assassin at the moment. Transcendence, and he's a Thor. You're not matching that defense level that Variety has, but Quig and Oath are on the way. They see a Hercules. They're interested in trying to gank. Variety's not going to let it happen. And Coast has done a lot of damage over this tier 1 tower over on the left. But respects and has a ward, so he knows Genetics is nearby. And he's going to run under his own tier 1 tower to make sure he's not giving himself up to a gank.
Yark. We'll just be able to start working on the bastions while Genetics roams through the jungle, searching for any hint of farm that he can steal away from the Eldritch Hounds. Not much to be had. Maybe a wandering harpy is about all that's around at this point. So instead, Yark will head towards shield buff. No eyes towards the Gold Fury just yet. Pyromancer has not spawned in either for any team to really go for this early on. Still about a 40, 50 XP lead per minute at least for Big Man Tings. A little bit of resource spent on the left side, but quick beads by Vapor's Coast gets him out. I'm going to keep an eye on BMT, level 12 at 10 minutes in the game. Nobody's keeping up with the pace of this Janus farm.
Nope, and as they probably shouldn't. I mean, you just have so much freedom there. Captain Twig is going to take the ultimate here. Doesn't seem to be in too much danger. And it looks like Yarkor actually is going to fly in here, but Ducky makes the teleport. He's in the sky.
Ducky dunks down, only finds Genetics there. Will get rooted out and silenced through, but Yark's autos are too much. And Janus ult from downtown. Yark picks up the double kill. BMT setting up for a squad. A portal on top of Quig, who will stand for the triple kill for Yarkor. The Camelot Kings in one fell swoop have knocked 3 off the map and go straight for the Gold Fury.
And that just feels awful. Ducky teleported in to give Yark a triple. That's what happened. I mean, the ultimate's off the mark. He doesn't have beads. He's a full damage Thor. Again, he doesn't have that survivability. The lockdown comes through, and he's going to fall down. And now this Chernobog is going to be a threat. So far, has Demon Blade, but it should be able to go back to base and purchase even more crit. Or I guess just half of an item, but he'll eventually look towards more. And that is going to start swinging. Beautiful through space and time there from Big Man Tings, showing this Janus. It still does have immense value if you can line up that ultimate. If you can find, the movement and the amount of burst damage in his kit. That Janus pick still can do big things. The only issue, however, is that all 4 kills are in Yarkor's backpack at the moment. If you're getting a shutdown onto the Chernobog, if Oath is able to go over there, Benny Q makes a rotation, could be massive. A shutdown here would be pretty big for the Elder Towns.
Captain Twig investing in more crit. Bladed Boomerang picked up for the Ratatosker. I know we've been seeing pop up a little bit in the Assassin God pool, and we see things like Nemesis, Mercury, some of the more auto attack centric ones picked up, but more crit for the crit Ratatosker. See how far and maybe how much crit Captain Twig invests into his build. BMT caught out by Quig, but a portal in. BMT is unconcerned and sets an ultimate on top of Variety. As Quig throws out the death ball, jumps inside Benny Q for a quick taxi ride out. But BMT throws down the threshold. Variety, he is zooming to find somebody, but it's caught in place by Quig, so cannot go for the pickup push combo. Instead, the Camelot Kings, Captain Twig gets caught out by Oath inside the jungle. That'll be a pick on to Captain Twig. Variety trying to punish Oath for what's been done, but Ducky there for the bailout. Boulder on top, not enough, and so it takes BMT and then through space and time to drop him down. Portal through, BMT will rejoin the fight as Ducky escapes.
Ducky's out. Looks like the rotation in. Yarkor is going to start on this Pyromancer because he was able to ult in. Objective-wise, definitely goes in favor of the Camelot Kings. And you're taking that trade, Captain Twig for Oath. Beautiful CC there, and Big Man Tings able to clean up that kill. So now not all of the kills on the Camelot King side of the map are on Yarkor, spreading it out a bit. But this Janus has been in the right place at the right time, using that movement for the team, and also that ultimate is doing so much damage. I mean, he was low, of course, thanks to the boulder from Variety. But the ultimate damage still on point. When you're level 15, Janus at 13 minutes, that burst is going to show, whether that's through the unstable vortex or the ultimate through space and time. But Primal Fury should be up soon, J-Mac. I expect more grouping on the left side of the map. Ducky now has beads, so those Anvil of Dawns can actually make a difference. And Captain Twig focused out again.
Gets up to the sky before the Omen gets popped by the stun. Goes back in with Genetics and another Janus ult from downtown once more. BMT connects with a member of the Eldritch Hounds. Doesn't get the kill, but definitely credit to assisting there. Benny Q stun onto BMT. Variety misses the push, misses the pickup. It's got the boulder though, and BMT plus one more auto from Variety will net an extra kill, and it's a double for Captain Twig as well, who found a chase in the back line.
8-2 in favor of the Camelot Kings. Beautiful rotation in. It was not Ducky. I said he could make the rotation. It was Variety that ends up making that rotation. And Captain Twig going back in on the ultimate after getting aggressed upon. Right on point. That knockup was all Big Man Tings needed. And his ultimate is already back up. He has so much CDR. This Janus is ready to fight. Ducky does have good damage. Could find a 1v1 here.
Captain Twig needs more than just a crit to take him down. He's got to have some good juke boots to escape. Dunk off the mark by Ducky. Captain Twig waiting for the dash, but he doesn't get it. Back in time. The hammer is good. Yark crashes back in, but Benny Q joins in as a Chernobog of his own. And BMT there with a portal just in case. Captain Twig falls, 3rd kill for the Eldritch Hounds, and a much-needed one to slow down the Kings.
Yeah, this is where that Thor pick really does benefit. Again, you're not going to have the tank stats in the backline, but you're going to be able to do good damage. And if you catch an assassin like Twig in the middle of the jungle, you can go for plays like that and take that 1v1. Beautiful ultimate. Beautiful kill there for Ducky. And because Benny Q was able to cover the option, Yarkor flying in was not enough to put down the Thor. But that Primal Fury is back up now. So the Camelot Kings, with Captain Twig spawning in, should be able to put some pressure over on the left side of the map. But Ducky is still over here, looking towards tier 2. Will Captain Twig go to stop him is the question. All the while, Variety is here getting chain stunned, but you wouldn't be able to tell looking at his health bar.
Now pop that heal right before. Crits for Captain Twig. Needs another little bit of damage. Nope, never mind. BMT will clothesline Ducky on Ducky's path out. And the Eldritch Hounds lose out on their soul laner for a bit. Camelot Kings, where will they go next? Fury is back up. Pyromancer less than a minute out. Don't think Fire Giant's on the table just yet, but with a 4,000 gold and 5,500 XP lead. The Camelot Kings, maybe an uncharacteristic early start for this team.
J-Mac, I'm going to ask you if you remember, as Vaporish Coast takes a bunch of damage here. It looks like the chase down will ensue. The boulder a little bit off the mark, so should be fine, but the crits coming from Yarkor might be enough.
Sunder, one more hit. Variety doesn't get it. Aegis, no, it's Yarkor. With a crystallized curse to throw on the floor, put Vaporish down for another 35 seconds. The Camelot Kings are just running across this map. Yarkor going to hold back Ducky, who will go up to the sky, but Ducky's not very tanky. Will he land back in because Benny Q has joined the fray? Dunk in from Ducky just off the mark and said he's stunned on landing. Pushback by Variety, and Captain Twig returns the favor. The Camelot Kings now with 11 kills. And a Primal Fury after. Now, Charlie, I'll let you ask the question that you were going to get to a moment
my
ago.
new question is, why did Ducky land on the stun?
That I can't answer.
Okay, thanks. That's number one. Number two, I got to know if you remember the quickest level 20.
Night in September.
No, not that. That too. Thank you. But do you remember Blues Ultra had a graphic for us that showed the quickest level 20? I believe it was 19 minutes. Do you remember who got the quickest level 20? I don't. I know that Big Man Tings is on pace to beat it because he's level 19 and 17. I think it was Panatom, actually. I answered my own question.
There you go.
It was 20 at like 19-something minutes. Big Man Tings may be able to beat that record. Level 19 currently at 17:48.
If you had Gormizer here, he'd have that answer for you, no problem. Unfortunately, I don't have that answer immediately to you, Trelly. Somebody will have the answer, though, for, well, not Coast. His answer is just accept your fate at this point because it's a full rotation across the map. There is never an even fight with the Camelot Kings and the lead they have established so far. Nearly. Well, what's the... Doug, can we pull up XP needed for Big Man Tings? How close is he to level 20? He's still... he's not that far. 625. I mean... What do you get on a wave at this? I'm not going to pretend I know the math of a minion wave.
It changes as well. So at this point, Big Man Tings, I assume, needs like 2 waves. This Pyromancer might help him out, depending on where he wants to go. He's actually portaling in.
Goes aggressive against Quig. Close. 418. He's going back immediately. All right, so he's not going to hit it by 19.
He needs to line up an ult.
Yeah, I'm about to say, ult the wave that's all the way up at tier 2. Do something. Come on, Big Man. No, he's not. All right, he's going to do the boring way. There is a minion wave here, so it's some. Is it 20? No. So he got a Brute and 3 archers gave him 240 experience.
Yep, he needs that one more wave. Again, I don't know the exact timer, so should be hitting level 20 just about 1912 or so, which is pretty massive. That is good farming for a Janus. We'll have to check the photo finish to know if it was quicker than what I believe was Panatom.
Yeah, let's see what the fastest level 20 was by who, and if he got picked up here. Quig, surrounded by BMT and Genetics, not the 2 players you want to beat.
Where's the ult? There it is.
Misses this time through. Quig throws out. No, Yarkor joins the fray, and Captain Twig will take down Quig. Benny Q fighting back, but you can't out-crit the king himself, Yarkor. Unstoppable, 7-0. On the Chernobog, Boulder doesn't hit, but who cares because Captain Twig can dunk right in with the rest of the squad. Misses out. And then Aegis from Coast keeps it alive. But Big Man Tings with the unstable vortex. Yarkor's shut down. Ducky goes up a couple of levels from that one, but shut down immediately right back after. Variety, credit to that kill. The Kings trade 4 for 1.
4 for 1 is the call. Oath is sitting around trying to defend this tier 2 tower. Don't think that's going to be possible. But the health bars are too low, so with the Yarkor dead, I don't think the Camelot Kings go immediately for a Fire Giant. They're going to take away some farm. 15,000 XP just about. They're going to head back to base, then group up, and then we're definitely in Fire Giant territory. I don't think that's a stretch to say that given the game that the Camelot Kings have played thus far, they still have 2 tier 2 towers to grab, and they have this kind of gold lead. Absolutely absurd. Yarkor is spawning in. He's going to have Envenom Deathbringer, plenty of DPS. Yeah, I want to see maybe 1 or 2 waves cleared over and left from Captain Twig, and then we should be ready to pull that Fire Giant. The Eldritch Hounds have to start thinking about how good their defense is underneath Phoenix, because stepping up seems like just death to anyone who's going to be caught at this Fire Giant pit.
0-0-11 for Genetics on the Terra, setting up for his team. 3-0-8 for Big Man Tings. The only 2 still undying for the Kings in game number 2 against the Eldritch Hounds. You got an answer for me, Charlie?
I do have an answer for you. Barracuda,
okay.
19 minutes, 44 seconds on Izanami. First, quickest time to reach level 20. So I was just completely wrong. I thought it was Panatom.
So Bear on Iza, 1944.
Tings beat it by 30 seconds.
By 34 seconds,
yep.
BMT beats it on Janus. Wow, that's... Usually we see about a few seconds here or there, like 5 seconds or 3 or 4, but BMT just does it faster. Fire Giant for the Camelot Kings. Quig is here, but not going to step up to the might. Oh, it's a Janus sold from. I imagine that was Benny Q who just fired that one trying to take it away. Does not do so. It is Fire for the Camelot Kings. Fury for the Eldritch Hounds. That's 1,000 damage that BMT is doing at 21 minutes on an objective. That is crazy.
It's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Ducky is going to get chased down here.
His
ultimate is down. We'll see how long it takes and who's going to claim this kill. But Ducky should die. Whether that's... I'm going to imagine it's Tings just because he's got no Aegis. But it's going to take a few rotations of his unstable vortex to confirm this kill.
Portal through the wall. Yarkor is here. They're fighting for the kill. Yark's going to take it.
Yep.
Yark says, bro, I died. I was on a 7-kill streak. I need to start it back up. Number 8 for the world champion. Big Man Tings will lead the charge for his team. Throws down a threshold. Is more than comfortable leading his team to victory right now. The Eldritch Hounds in a bit of a dire situation. 7,000 gold and climbing down. A Pyromancer will help out, but the Kings don't care about the Pyromancer. It's a tier 2 tower for them instead.
And I wouldn't mind the Phoenix as well. Variety's sitting by, seeing if he can find a pull. The portal is going to help him get to the back line. He is going to dish up, but the silence in the way. Quig at least covered his option.
Sunder from Variety. Boulder. That's half of Coast HP. Just between Sunder and Boulder from Variety. Misses the pickup this time on Quig. But the Phoenix, the damage being done to it. It's going to take so long for the Hounds to recover. They got to keep the minions out at this point. Quig tries to, but he sacrifices his body to do so. Down in the portal. Ultimate from the Janus. That's 1,000 to Penny Q. Big Man Tings is doing whatever he wants on this map. We see one fly from Benny Q, but now out of position. Yarkor goes up. Vaporous Coast does only make it to the fountain because of the Aegis. The Hounds cannot defend Phoenix. They take out Twig, but taking Quig along with them and the Phoenix, the Camelot Kings will back away.
They are going to back away. Are they going to retreat is the call. Looks like minions. Still something they're after. Big Man Tings wants to take away this red buff. That's a smart look. I think the retreat is the call. Yeah, they're not going to go in for one more siege. Captain Twig being lost is enough to get them to slow down, at least for now, the pace of this game. I want to see Tings just go back to base, finish up that what seems to be a Soul Reaver, and then just send it down Main Street. I'm curious how much damage it'll do if it connects on some of these squishier targets. But Oath and Ducky, I thought they were going to go for a play here onto Variety, and then I realized how tanky Variety is at this point and understood why they probably didn't go for a call like that. Ducky still has been able to make some decent plays in the back line, but, you know, it's usually at the cost of his life, right? He hits an ultimate, does good damage, and then retreats. It is just so hard here for the Eldritch Hounds to defend underneath their base. These Phoenixes are dropping. Only one so far, but They've got enough wave cleared where that shouldn't matter too much until this next Fire Giant. And actually, the Hounds are stepping up. Ducky's here. Oath is here. Are they looking to defend this Fire Giant? Seems like it. There's no one clearing over and left.
Friday just stood there and says, "Is that all you got? That's all the damage you have?" Ducky, Quig trying to team up. Variety's willing to fight the entire world, and he's going to bring the world to him, if anything. Portal from BMT repositions the mid laner. Variety is still not giving up his chase to anyone who's willing to go toe-to-toe with him, but no one on the Hounds will step up. It's a right side tier 2 tower after left Phoenix taken earlier on. The Camelot Kings have time to wait. Fire Giant still down for about another 10 seconds before the Camelot Kings can take that one off the map.
Ambush?
But a bit of a pincer maneuver maybe from the Eldritch Hounds. BennyQ
Oh.
and Oath standing around, but Yark now spots it out with an ultimate. And that might just be the end of the attempt. And a call forward for the Camelot Kings. Sunder hits Quig. Variety pushes to get the bubble away. Captain Twig is there to cut off the path. And Quig will go down not to the boulder, not to the dashes. Those are caught out. It's a dash by Captain Twig at the end to seal his fate.
That's one. Good stun there from Ducky trying to cut off Genetics, but more so just going to slow him down as BennyQ is looking for an opportunity into this fight. The Morgan has been in the back line, gets caught out by that ultimate from Yarkor. They didn't decide to go on him, though. They realized, hey, if we ult towards Benny, he's just going to turn to Janus and ult away. Ducky gets dished up in the beads, but Oath blinks in.
Blinks in, and Beads is out. BennyQ still sticking by. Not sure if he's been spotted by any ward coverage of the Camelot Kings. As the Kings, once Yark went up in the air and realized, hey, the two of them are behind us. The other three are in front with their team so far away. The Camelot Kings dove in, took one, and a Fire Giant's boot. Now 5. All 5 of the Camelot Kings with fire around their waist. An extra Pyromancer for good measure. And a big crit from Captain Twig. I think that was 1,000 damage that he did there. Now the Camelot Kings can reset. The Eldritch Hounds. Charlie, is this the Hail Mary moment? I mean, they're down 9,000 gold, down to Phoenix. Is this a bunker down and defend at the base, or try and catch somebody straggling in the jungle?
I think they still do have some opportunities to try and find a pick if BennyQ gets a good transformation off. Vaporous Coast has some decent shred, and Ducky has that ability to just stun the backline. It's not going to be easy to find an ambush, though. Anytime the Camelot Kings get a fishy feeling, Yarkor just goes up to the sky. He says, oh, we found them. They're all here, right? It doesn't take too much. Because Yarkor does not need his ultimate during a siege. What's the benefit of going up to the sky and flying back down? You get your cooldowns reset, sure, but if you're just auto-attacking a bird, it's not that big of a waste to have that ultimate down. So I don't think the Camelot Kings mind just using it as a ward check if they ever don't know exactly where the Eldritch Hounds are. But Genetics is already pushed in here. He's by himself because the rest of the team is pulling that Fury. Primal Fury goes down thanks to Twig and Tings and Yarkor. And now a bit of a split push here as Variety's going to take a very minuscule amount of poke. It is already pretty much healed back up.
Yeah, we'll re-heal. Oath taunts him away from the rest of the team. Now the Eldritch Hounds on a base defense. Vaporous Coast by himself. Gets some backup from BennyQ. But Yarkor and Genetics can just take this Phoenix with relative ease. Camelot Kings now group up towards the mid. Could be aiming for a full 5v5. Genetics going for the flank between the now non-existent Phoenix and the mid. And Captain Twig so far back. Oath now saw him cross over on a ward, but Variety's stuck inside of the Phoenix. The Eldritch Hounds are delaying time, but Genetics going to go in, finds it on all 4, and big man Tings eliminates Quig. Ultimate fire through just for good measure, but BennyQ does take down Captain Twig. Ducky and the rest of the Hounds backing a little bit further away. One tap from BMT could spell disaster for anyone on the Eldritch Hounds, or a couple taps from the Boulder. Variety down to Vaporous Coast. The Camelot Kings are sticking around a little too long.
Yeah, I think that Captain Twig dying there was fine. He goes in very deep. You get the mid-Phoenix, but unfortunately Variety saw the opportunity. BennyQ was lazy backing underneath the Phoenix. 1 HP essentially. That Boulder connection would have at least pulled an Aegis, but wasn't able to find it. And Oath goes massive there for the team. I think that whole play, the reason they are able to kill 2 is because of Oath. Quig, of course, sort of forfeits his life there to try and set up for the team. But the Circuit with the wraparound, good CC targeting, and still, the Circuit does plenty of damage when able to find that lockdown. You're still 2 Phoenixes down, and EFG is coming here shortly. But I think the Hounds are stepping up here, trying to see what they can find. It's just farm for now, but that might be all they're able to grab. Benny Q does have the option of turning into Tings and throwing that Janus ult towards fire. We saw it once. Wasn't able to go for a steal, but the gold lead is not so atrocious that an EFG steal wouldn't be massive here for the Hounds, right? I think they could, at the very least, stall and get these Phoenixes up if they're able to find it. It's just, have you seen Tings take damage at all? It's been Twig. Like, Twig is the target besides Twig. I mean, obviously, Variety's been getting in there, but this Janus has gone relatively unscathed. He is just pumping damage from the back line uncontested.
I mean, how do you even catch him at this point? This guy's...
He's very fast.
Fast. He can walk through walls.
Disappear and fly.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
It ties into the collab, unfortunately.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. In the immediate moment, I forgot the next lyric. Otherwise, I was gonna continue it with you.
It's probably best that you didn't, because they're actually stepping up to fight.
They are going with the fight now.
And it looks like the Hounds are looking for something, but Benny Q has to go back to base. He's the one who could have that global presence at any moment. So smart that the Morgan is the one to clear these fire minions out. But the rest of the Hounds are here. They're going to go for at least a soft defense for the enhanced fire giant. I'm thinking get some vision, tell Benny to turn into Janus and try your luck, but it's already about 70%.
Variety begging for the Eldritch Hounds to step up and try and stop this fire giant. It has been delayed, but Ducky can't even make it to the sky. No! The Boulder and Twig will take him out. Genetics roots too. And sends it for the squad, but Benny Q takes down Genetics by transforming into that Janus. Oath gets a shutdown on BMT. That's the callback that they need, but Twig has picked up a double kill of his own. Oath on the run. It's a 2 for 2 at the fire.
2 for 2. Oath is still around, but it looks like Fire Giant is still the call. Yarkor, I was going to say, really going to go back. It decides not to. Definitely the smart call. This EFG is for free. No one from the Hounds is going to be nearby, and plenty of crit damage to make sure this goes down. The question is, do you wait for your team? Doesn't seem like it. They're just going to grab Enhanced Fire Giant on 3. Yarkor is the most important. He's the one who's going to be taking these Phoenixes down, and now that Variety has it, he can frontline a bit harder. But Benny Q did turn into Janus, did ult in, and get some good damage off. Props to Oath for finding that damage as well to actually shut down Big Man Tings. This Janus, like I said, has been free casting, and the Eldritch Hound said, I'm tired of it. We're going to get some damage off of this Janus. We lose the EFG, but you trade 2 for 2, and they're hunkering down once again underneath their birds, left side and mid Phoenix. Should be spawning in here shortly. It's all about a clutch defense now. Everyone's relatively full build. It's just Quig who's hurting a bit. He's missing 1 item, so should be able to supply a fair bit. But if you were wondering how Genetics was bursting people in the back line, he started building into damage. He got Rod of Tahuti, and he's going into even more so in that last item.
Variety versus the entirety of the Eldritch Hounds. He'll push one, sets up for the boulder, and the tap by BMT, and Variety will take down Benny Q. Vaporous Coast fighting as hard as he can, but he gets picked up by Variety once more. Genetics will go ahead and take that one down as another falls in the left side lane. It is only Oath and Ducky left alive. Sorry, it's only Ducky left alive. Never mind, I correct myself again. Oath able to slip on by, but BMT won't let it be for free. He'll continue chasing through that wall. Threshold to speed himself up. Oath turns around to try and go for the shot, but BMT just needs one hit to take him away. Will do so. Ducky left. The only one standing now for the Eldritch Hound. And as soon as he lands, it is a stun from Captain Twig. Forced back to the fountain. The Camelot Kings, they play their food a bit at the end. Ducky loses half his health from an ult on BMT. The Titan will fall, and the Camelot Kings clean it up 2-0.
All of the Kings. Get you a team that supports you like the Kings support